Welcome into the Jordy Culotta Show.
Wave your hand out there, baby!
Shout out to the show.
She puts the pinky into the nostril. Man, look at that.
Healthy competition, there's nothing like it.
Y'all grow up.
The line's wrapped around the stadium.
Different strengths. I just lost a tooth.
It's gonna be fun.
You know, we might have a story.
I love what you're doing.
Ogeron wants to take us fishing this afternoon.
Sharif, you play for the bad boys of the SEC, man. We don't apologize to anybody.
A lot of people are saying you're going to be wearing number 7.
I don't really know. I want to. He look crazy, Bill.
Good feet on the old man.
Definitely come back. I love.
We'll be right back with the Jordy Culotta Show. Welcome in to another edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, live here on this Thursday morning. Appreciate you starting your Thursday here with us. Stewie's here, the carpool queen is here.
Today.
Look at her.
Okay, is it Groundhog Day for real?
I don't know.
Somebody just said that in the
is
chat. Stephen Miller, is it Groundhog Day?
See, that was more of a
It's
Brian
not a big
Burgess
deal
thing.
anymore,
I'm going to Twitter. Yeah.
right? I mean, isn't this the day that, what's his name? Something Phil. Poxitani Phil.
Is that
Sees
when
the
he
shadow or not, and not predicts.
2 more weeks of winter or 3
Is it
more
weeks
weeks?
or months?
I don't
I
even
feel
know.
like we have this really wrong.
Weeks.
Weeks.
Right now, it's today.
It is.
Okay, it's today.
They're
Happy
streaming it.
Groundhog Day.
I can't believe those people gather and like watch this Groundhog.
Yeah.
They're
Like-
watching it live. They're streaming it live right now.
Like-
Don't they still wear like the dress of like yesteryear, like top hats?
Oh
and
my
Yes.
god,
they
Yeah, they look like pilgrims.
this is horrible.
It's creepy, right?
I
Like I feel
know.
like that could be a horror movie at this point.
Punxsutawney?
Poxitani?
That's
right?
the
Phil?
Groundhog's name.
Yeah,
What if somebody kills the Groundhog?
I mean, I don't think it's the same groundhog. They pretend it is, but it's not.
Yeah, no way.
Obviously,
Yeah.
it's
I
like
mean,
been going on for 200
This thing
years.
looks like a movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
right?
mean,
Couldn't
this
that
is
be
one
like
of the strangest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. That's what it looks like.
Punxsutawney is the name of the town in Pennsylvania where they do
Right.
this. This is the 137th celebration of Groundhog Day at Gobbler's Knob
Ew.
in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Kid, tell your teachers today at school that y'all want to stream live what's happening at Gobbler's Knob in Pennsylvania.
Oh my god.
I
That'll
mean,
go
seriously
well.
though, look at all these people that look straight out of Deliverance.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I
It's
mean,
creepy
like-
as hell.
Where are the
Gobbler's
banjos
Knob.
at?
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird thing. So right now it's happening, and they're waiting for him to come out.
It's happening right now, and the prediction, which seems to be like a big deal, I guess, because everybody was looking towards what Punxsutawney Phil was going to say. He predicts 6 more weeks of winter.
He did today.
He did.
Because he saw the shadow.
That's his prediction.
Oh well.
I mean, look at these people.
It's
I know.
unreal.
The people.
It
are
is
strange.
unreal.
But I mean, that's probably all they have in Gobnob. What's it called?
Gobbler's Knob.
Gobbler's Knob.
Such a great name.
Look at his Gobbler's Knob.
We're heading over to
Look at
Gobb's
Gobbler's
Knob.
Knob on him.
Gobb's Knob.
That's so weird. Okay.
Did you ever see the movie?
Groundhog Day?
Yeah,
Yes.
with Bill Murray.
Yes.
I mean, look at these people.
Stewie, have you seen Groundhog Day with Bill
I've
Murray?
never seen
Oh, I knew
Groundhog
it.
Day.
Stewie,
You gotta
flip
go watch it today.
Flip the. Have you seen some of the crowd?
Oh, it wasn't a video. I'm about to go to the video.
Top hats and everything. It's a strange tradition, I guess, right?
This is weird.
Yeah, it's a weird tradition.
It's a pretty weird
It's a weird
thing.
tradition.
Like, will it go away?
Never.
You don't
It's the
think so?
137th time they've done
I
this.
know.
Katie, somebody right now is training their kid
I
to
mean,
do this.
yes,
Yeah, they are. You're right.
absolutely.
This is
You're
weird.
right.
I mean, this will never die.
The weird thing is, though, that I think they pretend it's the same groundhog. Like,
Yeah,
that he doesn't
that-
die.
See,
Have we
that's the
confirmed
truth.
that? Or
It's
you
not,
just-
obviously,
Yeah, but I
but-
mean, like, is do
No, I
you-
think I read that. I think
Yeah,
like
I
last year or
don't
the year
think
before, I swear.
That sounds like an ask 'em. Who? Who's them?
Somebody can tell me. Somebody in the chat.
I read
should
it somewhere. Where?
I did.
On the
internet.
internet.
I read it at Gobbler's Knob.
Right. But I'll tell you this: if winter is 6 more weeks of whatever the hell is happening today in Baton Rouge, I'm out.
I'm done.
I'm out, man.
You hear
is the
me
type
right
of
now.
stuff, bro.
It's just a fine mess.
It's killing me right now.
What do you want me to
Everything's
do with
slick.
this, man?
My
You can't do
hair's
anything
fuzzy.
outside. It's so cold.
I know.
You're slipping around everywhere. You
Yes.
slip in parking lots. It's awful.
God.
This is not cool.
It's not.
Whoever's
We have
controlling the
dumbest
weather,
winter ever.
change it.
Kenny Stalter says that old Phil up in Ponstonky, wherever they are, is at about a 40% accuracy rate.
Okay.
So Phil's a bum.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean, like,
so he's a failure.
get the hell out of here, Phil.
He's too old to be predicting. I mean, we're freaking 130 years old.
Remember Daily, we're brought to you by Go Chevrolet online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. If you're looking for brand new trucks, they got great selections over there. Metropolitan Health Group, real doctors, real solutions. Metropolitan Health Group. Nobody lined up. We got Katie in. We got Stewie in. We'll react, obviously, to some of the news from around the sports world as they get ready for the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Eagles. Tom Brady announces his retirement yesterday in the NFL and made me remember that Brady's falling into retirement with a 10-year, $375 million from Fox Sports contract.
Is that back on the table? Like,
What do you
is
mean
Greg
it's back
Olsen
on the
gonna
table?
see
It's been
his spot?
signed for 2 years.
Well, I know, but Greg
and
Olsen
it
took his
goes.
spot.
Yeah, no, Greg.
Poor
See ya.
Greg.
Yeah.
The
Greg
best of all
loves
time
it.
just showed up, Greg. Back to the B squad.
Well, he's going to call the Super Bowl, right?
Greg is.
Brady
Yeah.
might have retired at a bad
Uh,
time for Greg.
No, they said Brady can't do the Super Bowl
Okay.
because he didn't notify them that he was retired.
Okay.
But he probably,
All right,
you know,
okay.
he'll sneak in there.
Let
somewhere.
Brady sneak up in somebody's
All right,
office.
I know.
Who owns Fox? Roger Murdoch?
Yeah.
Hey, look, Brady. Hey, look, Raj. I know the contract stipulated that I was a day behind, but I want to call the Super Bowl. Greg Olsen, Tom Brady. Ratings.
I know.
We're going to go with Brady.
For Greg.
We're going to go with the greatest
Greg,
of all time.
we love you.
Greg, let us talk for a minute here. We're going to put you on the XFL, Greg. You're back on the B squad in the NFL. Brady just showed up and he took your job. I know we explained this. We didn't anticipate him retiring until he was 55, but he decided to step away today. I mean,
his Instagram.
don't be surprised
He's
if old
calling
Tommy
the Super Bowl.
Smoothjaw is up on the Super Bowl calling it.
Did y'all
That's
see his
true.
Instagram story yesterday?
Yes.
It was like long. Like that was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
like
yeah.
it's my
The
birthday
pictures,
long.
man.
It was sad.
It was some great pictures.
Yeah, there were
but
some great pictures.
It's just like Tom.
The shot of him throwing it on the aircraft carrier.
Yeah. It's like, but Tom, you got to know that like the story's kind of long. Like
Right.
people
I mean,
are clicking out of this.
Well, I guess
Right.
it's really over.
yeah,
It has to
you
be.
can tell.
It better be.
It better be.
It better be, Tom. I mean, I
better
can't take
be.
you back after
No.
this.
No,
You
he
can't.
he's
Left
busting
us.
Giselle. Like,
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
A lot.
Might be back in.
A lot.
Trying to get back in, coach.
And like
Oh,
the
that's what she
statement
moved
to
on.
the people from like the inside said like the divorce caught up with him at
Yeah.
the end. Like it started to crush him.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why he lost more weight. That's why he looks like
don't need my woman
Skeletor
back.
kind
the
of.
divorce diet.
Yeah. Trauma
Undefeated.
trim.
Yeah, trauma
It's
trim.
real.
Yeah, it is.
Not eating anything.
Yeah.
So
Poor Tom.
I'm trying to say all this to stay away from LSU basketball losing its ninth straight. And, you know, I guess we can peel a little positive away from it. LSU had 6 players in double figures last night.
Mm-hmm.
They really scored, I thought, at a high level. KJ Williams, 6 double-double with 15 and 11. Derek Fountain, I thought, played really good. His
did.
third double-double of the season, had 11 and 11
He kind of
last
looks like a
night.
cartoon character, doesn't he?
In what sense?
The way he looks.
It's kind of like long. And,
yeah, real long and like bigger head, and his eyes are always like real, you know, like every time he makes the plays, like.
Whoa, it went in.
Oh, whoa.
It was like-
Didn't know I could make that.
Juice Hill last night with his longest stint of action, played 35 minutes last night, and I thought played pretty good. 13
did.
points, 4 assists. Adam Miller had 11. Trey Hannibal had 11 as well. Hannibal had 5 assists. It was defensively last night that LSU was let down. Kobe Brown went off.
I'm obsessed
He
with
was
him.
10 of 11 from the field. He was 5 of 6 from behind the three-point line. He had 26 and 8 last night. He couldn't miss, specifically in the first half. A lot of his action, a lot of his barrage came in the first half and elevated Missouri to a 20-point lead that LSU could just never crack back into. They busted it down to 11 in the second half a couple of times, but just not enough firepower to get over the top. Even on a night where you're hitting and shots are falling, there's just not enough firepower for you to count on. And in a game where LSU plays in the 80s and the 70s, they're going to get beat every time. They just they can't play at that pace. They have to really squeeze the game down, shrink it down, take the shot clock really far down in possessions, and play ultimately keep away, especially from a team like Missouri who's shooting it like they were last night. I mean, they couldn't miss.
They couldn't. They got kind of cold when the second half started.
They did, but they
thought,
did enough in the first half to extend the lead to make it, really unrecoverable for LSU. Because when the game is played at that pace where you got to score, you got to play keep up in a team like Missouri who's coming down and just firing up shots and splashing them in like they were in the first half, that's not how LSU can win.
Right.
LSU's got to almost play like put the game in a freezer. Like they got to play like walk the ball up. And you cross half court. We're taking 3 to 4 passes, fellas, before we even look for a shot. Get the shot clock down in between 9 seconds and 4 seconds. Shoot it. Try like hell to get an offensive rebound if you miss it, and do it again. And now we've taken over a minute off the clock of not giving them a possession with the ability to let Kobe Brown fire from the parking lot. I mean, that guy, he couldn't miss.
He couldn't.
Last night.
And Noah Carter, that other kid, was really good too. I mean, they have some players.
No, Carter and, Golston. Both those guys had 14 for him last night. Yeah. Isaiah Mosley played well for him. Missouri's a tough out.
They're impressive.
They're a tough out. It's a tough place to play. It's a tough place to get into. It's freezing up there. I'm not trying to make any excuses for LSU, but just LSU can't win in a game that is played in the 70s and 80s. It's not their identity. It's not who they are. It's not their strong suit. It's not what they can do. The game has to be played in the 50s and 60s for LSU to have a chance to win. Think about how much they've struggled to get to 60 points. Last night they get to 77, but you're playing a team in a track meet type setting where you can't keep up. Luckily, you were hitting some shots, so you didn't get, blown out by 20-25, and it looks semi-respectable on the the write-ups. But it's still your 9th straight loss in a style that you could play that game 100 times. Play it just like that, and LSU can't win it. They're not built to win in that style of play, right? They got to suck the air out of the game.
Yeah.
They got to make the game very, very. You think they're boring to watch now? The way that they're really supposed to play is like 1950s basketball and play like 4 corners. Really. Pass, go screen. Get that guy up, pass it to him. Go pass, screen away. Just play keep away. If you want any chance to win, I know that the season at this point is pretty much a lost cause, and it would take a miracle for them to become competitive in the league or from a national standpoint. Alabama's coming in here on Saturday.
Oh my God, that's
Alabama beat Vanderbilt midweek by 50.
That was sad.
How does that happen? How are you an SEC school receiving SEC money in today's world? The check that Vanderbilt gets is the same amount that LSU gets. It's the same amount that Alabama gets. They've been getting a $30 million check dropped off at their doorstep, not to mention the funds that they have raised in-house over at Vanderbilt, and roll out a basketball team that can get beat by 50. That's ridiculous. That's why I believe in the next couple of years, you'll start to see some type of, relegation to is that the right word that they use in Premier Soccer, where if you're not keeping up and you can't compete, you're out. We're taking that $30 million back and we're giving it to Clemson, to Florida State, to Miami, to somebody that's going to compete in the league in all sports that means something. You know, I mean, it just I
Was
can't.
Vanderbilt supposed to be any good this year?
I
Are
mean-
they ever really good at basketball?
Yes. I mean,
I
they
know
have
they're
been.
good at
They
baseball,
have been
but-
good at basketball for sure.
Yeah, I know.
They're good
I
at
mean, they don't
football,
even
too.
have a softball program. That to me should be that should be a criteria in the SEC that you're making this amount. How in the hell don't you have a softball program
They're
in Nashville?
different for the SEC.
And as much
You know?
money as they put
That's
into
fine.
I mean, they're more
you can be as
academics.
different as you want. You can
Yeah.
stress academics all you want, but people within that academic institution have
Yeah.
interest to play softball.
For sure.
And you're sitting in a great town,
Yeah.
in a place that will support spring sports.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the way that people watch LSU softball down here.
I know.
It's a great product.
It is.
And to think that you're in the SEC collecting that check, what are you doing with that money?
I know.
Your football program sucks.
That's what I was about to say.
Hey,
Your
put it on-
basketball program's getting run.
Baseball.
They
by
put it all in the
but all the
baseball
basketball,
program.
but all the baseball stuff's coming from private money.
Yeah.
And they can't be spending $30 million. I've seen their facility on television. That place is a cracker box.
Right.
It is.
You know what I
don't
mean?
know.
Like that.
I don't know where the money goes because it's an expensive school.
But I mean,
It is.
I need to know
Yeah.
if I'm in the SEC.
I didn't know
Right.
they didn't
You
have
know-
a softball team.
No,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
it's
either.
crazy.
Wow.
I mean,
Are
that's
they the only
nuts.
SEC school that doesn't have a softball
Maybe
team?
really smart people don't play softball.
Yeah. I know
no
some
way.
really smart people
No
that play
way.
softball.
No way.
That's
There's
crazy.
just no other reason. That's weird.
They just only
No,
care about
there is
baseball.
another reason. Somebody's,
Funneling the
I
money,
mean,
pocketing the
you
cash.
know, somebody's
softball.
saying, we don't need a softball program.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I could take that
What
$5
do you mean to do
million.
with my third house?
That is strange. I didn't know that.
But
Really
that's
strange.
ridiculous to be in the league and get beat by like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, same way LSU women's basketball was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is going on? You're paying this lady $800,000, $900,000.
Exactly.
You have this in the budget, and you're putting this product on the floor.
It's 3 people at
Fire
the
everybody.
games.
Go get
Yeah.
somebody in here. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that shouldn't. With the budget and the amount of money, it's the same thing for LSU men's basketball.
Right.
You could say that. I mean, like, how in the hell are they this non-competitive? You know, but I mean, when you take a step back and you look at it, it's the things that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks. What you feed is going to grow, right? What you water is going to blossom. And when you step back and look, what's getting the resources at LSU? What's getting the support at LSU? Football. Football's a top 10 program in the country. Baseball. Look at the resources that baseball has, the facilities, the thing. I mean, I was watching something on LSU Gold the other day where LSU has this camera that tracks the pitchers, that breaks it down to the slowest form of video to show you like what fingers
That's awesome.
are touching the baseball last. Like Thatcher Hurd was explaining, like that was one of the reasons why he came to LSU, was because they had technology like that to get him to the next level. Paul Skeens was in there. He was like, I've never even heard of this. He's like, I mean, I was up in the Air Force throwing on like gravel. It's like, I mean, I didn't even know that this stuff even existed. I mean, Skeens could potentially be like a top 3 pick. And he's like, from the data that they have like given me back, and they have shown me like beyond the physical stuff that it takes to be a good baseball player, is just amazing. You know what I mean? For as much as we talked about LSU Gold during the football season, and it was awesome, the stuff behind the scenes of the women's basketball program, of the baseball program, of stuff that's going on over there that's really kind of fun to get behind and support, it's cool to see. I mean, they're still putting out that great content that we talked about during football season. I mean, you really get to know the baseball team, but I thought it was funny in watching Skeens where he was just like, this is amazing. This is like a baseball wonderland.
I'm never leaving.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, like, this is amazing. I mean, for as a guy that's as talented as he is, to be surrounded with that type of resource, right, with that type of support, hey, you think, I mean, like, it's a high possibility this guy's going to succeed,
Right.
right? Like, I mean, and then you go to the basketball program and they got rats on the floor during the game. And I'm not trying to be a smartass. I'm not trying to be funny, but I mean, they couldn't get hot water in the showers.
Yeah, that's dumb.
as early as last year. They didn't have enough lockers for players in the practice facility. I'm not dumping on the administration. They've done an incredible job of bringing winners in and supporting, but there's also a reason why the basketball program is suffering.
But I think that coupled with it being McMahon's first year, and he rebuilt the team. We have to remember that, right? And those things coupled together are a recipe for disaster. I mean, I know the PMAC sucks, but we do have to remember he's a first-year coach, new team. I tried to use this excuse last night to David, and he was like, so was Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian Kelly started with 39,
But
coach.
Just like you're saying, though, Brian Kelly has a hell of a lot more money dedicated to his program
Well,
than basketball does.
No doubt about it. I mean, look at just the facilities alone, right?
Yeah.
And look, I'm not excusing. I'm not totally excusing because LSU's put a winner on the floor with all of this same type of adversity, right? I mean, they have fought through and put winning teams on the floor. And Kim Mulkey is still up there pounding her fist on the table about getting some things done from a facility standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's talking, a lot of people are listening. So, I mean, I think it's going to happen, and it's going to happen sooner rather than later. But I don't think that it's an accident when you look at just the feeling of the programs on campus where LSU men's basketball, it kind of feels like it's a little different than everybody else, right? I mean, just from a support standpoint, just from a competitive standpoint. But again, that's not to excuse the fact that you can't lose 9 straight in the league.
I think to have any hope in the rest of the season, they needed to start winning 2 games ago, right, to kind of turn it around. They should have had the last 2 as wins, and then we could be on a better path.
It's tough to pick which ones they should have won, but in league play, you got to win.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to win.
Right.
You know, like I thought for a minute there last night when they cracked it within 11, like, hey, call a timeout, bring them in and tell them, fellas, here we are. We're back on the doorstep. We got to kick this door down.
I know.
Like just because that plane ride home is now, it's so down and out. The fact that you got to go to film today to watch what happened last night. You got people that are, just, and look, this is all speculative. I've got nobody or been around there, but it's just when you lose 9 straight in competition and you've been around your team in the locker room in these settings, I mean, it is tough to keep the morale up. Mm-hmm. It's tough to keep the attitude in the right direction when, you play almost as good as you can, and it's still 10 points bad.
Yeah.
It's still you're not even within 10 of having a chance, and it's just, man, it's depressing to watch. It's like I've said before, it's a punch to the gut because of how close you were.
I know.
Right? I mean, really and truly, when you step away and look at it over the last 5 years, LSU's been within the top 4 of the league from a competitive standpoint every year, right? And, I mean, now when you watch LSU basketball play, and, again, I'm not trying to be cruel and I'm not trying to pile on. I just don't know how it gets any better. I don't know how you recruit to what's going on here and then to everything that's going on around you, right? The head start that programs, it feels like people have in, Knoxville, Tennessee, in Fayetteville, Arkansas, in Lexington, Kentucky, all around not even from the national scope of it, from the local SEC angle, it feels very, very far off. And, I hate that. I hate the fact that it's very apathetic.
But he did a great job recruiting in the beginning of the year, right? Don't you think, when he first came on?
Yes.
I mean, we really thought that.
Well,
he's a great guy, great coach.
Sure.
He's
Again, this
trying out
is
there.
not a knock on Matt McMahon.
No, not at all.
Listen to what I'm saying. It's some things that he can't control that are going against him, and the situation that he was in is something that I believe will be used as an example within, kind of the new age of college sports, transfer portal. Look, you think it's impossible to build a team in a couple of months? Look what LSU basketball did in 2022, 2023 when Matt McMahon was brought on. He had 2 walk-ons committed to the team. That was it. So the fact that he put a competitive group together is big time commendable. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment. It's an amazing feat to be able to put that together in that time period. But then when you roll it out against the league and you lose 9 straight, I mean, it was not all for nothing, but how good was it?
Right.
I mean, really, it was, if this is what it is, it's LSU feels like a mid-major basketball team. And that's being as polite as I can be. And I know that the roster is made of a lot of former mid-major players. But that's what they feel like. They feel as if they're a pretty solid mid-major group. And when you step up in competition and you play people like Kobe Brown, you can't match up. And that's as polite as you can say that they got to get better players.
What would Will Wade do?
They just have to get better players.
Players.
He would get players.
I know.
That's one thing that he does, and that's the major reason why he will be rehired as soon as his repercussions, if any, are announced.
Rehired to LSU?
Rehired here.
I don't know if you can do that. I don't know.
I don't think so, but
That'd be great.
Could y'all imagine?
I'd give him a hug as soon as I saw him.
I know this. I would just say this. It would not be from his standpoint.
That'd be from.
He loves LSU.
Oh, yeah.
Wade loved his time at LSU. He wanted to finish what he started here. He always looked at the place as something that could be a basketball winner. And he is sad by the way that it ended, obviously. But if the scenario exists, like we discussed last week, where LSU basketball gets off and gets in the clear, and Wade has no consequences of what happened at LSU, it may be the smartest move LSU could make.
Yeah.
Without it becoming Will Wade University.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Just saying, yo, buddy, look, sorry.
Yeah.
Can we just hire you again?
Can we date again?
Rather than you suing the life out of us.
Yes. Can we just date again? And
Can you just come home?
Yeah.
Like, just come on. Just let's just act like
get in the car.
Let's
like
start
kind of like
fresh.
maybe Tom Brady is to Giselle. Like, I know you're off banging the personal trainer that's 28 years old, and I know why you did it.
Yeah.
I get why you did it.
But let me come home.
Just tell him it's over. I'm coming home.
I miss the kids.
I'm coming home. We're not doing this. It's all good. Just let me back.
Please.
I mean,
I feel like
Tom
we
Brady
turned the
and
lights
LSU, same boat.
Yes.
down. Totally. In more positive basketball news, the women played Georgia tonight here at home in the PMAC.
And I will tell you, this one is one that's got Mulkey's attention.
Mm-hmm.
She is.
Mulkey's in for a fight.
She
just
knows
wants to
tonight's
fight.
going to be a war. Tonight's going to be not a war. Tonight's just going to be tonight's going to be a tough one
Well,
because
Georgia's won their last 2 games. They're
What's that?
15, Georgia's won their last 2 games. They're 15-8.
and they play a style that LSU women did not handle well the other night. That game swung versus Tennessee when
did.
Tennessee put the pressure on, when they started to put the press on LSU. They didn't handle it as well as Mulkey would have liked to have seen. She said that here. I've talked to her a little bit since that interview, and she has really said that over and over again, that she's anxious to see how they handle the pressure tonight, because one thing is going to happen that Georgia getting off the bus, they're pressing you for 4 quarters. They are going to bring the press. They like to dictate the tempo. They're a very aggressive, a very intensive, a very well-coached team that has a lot of respect from Coach Kim Mulkey. You can hear it when she talks about them, how much she respects the coach, how much she respects the style of play. I mean, that's how she likes to play. I mean, think about it. Your team usually takes on the personality of your coach. And somebody as intense and somebody who is in your face as Mulkey is. You heard her the other night in the post-game press conference. She said, I thought about getting into zone, I thought about changing my defense to a zone defense late in that game, but then I thought, you know what? That's not who I am. That's not what I do. That's not what our teams do. That's not how they're taught to play. Because she's in practice yelling at them, telling them that it's just a one-on-one fight. You got to win your one-on-one. We're playing man-to-man defense, and you're better than her. And that's how we're going to play all night. And when she talks about her defensive scheme, she doesn't like to play zone. She will if she has to, but she doesn't like to. It's not her personality. It's not her makeup. It's not who she is. Same goes with Georgia. I mean, this is a style and a team that this could be a little bit of a kryptonite game for LSU, at least going in from a perception standpoint. How can they handle this pressure? It could also be a nice moment. Also, the emotional toll on this. When you walk into the Maravich Center tonight, I think the crowd's going to be great. It's not going to be 15,129.
Right.
Not everybody's going to be, dressed in the same color. Not everybody's going to be there 30 minutes before tip-off. It's going to be a little bit of an emotional, I don't want to call it a letdown, but if you're a competitor in that atmosphere, you've done that. You've played in the big game, and then you've had to go back to the next game, and the next game's kind of a
middle of the week.
Dud, you know what I mean? Like you can hear the ball bouncing.
I hope not.
I think it'll be a good crowd.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be.
It's not going to be Monday's crowd.
It's not going to be what Monday was.
No.
And Monday was so hype, and Monday was so electric. You don't have to charge yourself up to play in that atmosphere.
Right.
You know what I mean? But some nights, I remember Kevin Falk used to say, some games for LSU football players, that doesn't really hit.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just kind of like, let's get out there. I mean, in the big ones, it always hits.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to get charged up for that one.
It's all about self-motivation.
You kind of got to get going. You know what I mean? Like you kind of got to rev yourself up. And tonight might be one of those games for the ladies. I think that Mulkey and her staff are definitely coaching against that. But sometimes it's time, it's just hard to fight human nature. I mean, sometimes it's just tough to. I mean, look at the day outside's dreary.
Yeah.
Rainy. You know what I mean? You kind of be inside all day.
Probably not going to class today.
Yeah, right. I'm definitely not going to class.
No, it's like I'm out.
I'm sure Mulkey's crew is, but
Yeah.
it'll be a big moment for them.
I mean, Angel Reese goes to class with her full practice uniform on.
Does she
I
really?
saw when I was walking I was to Dr. Ashley Bauer's class last week and spoke to her business development class in Allen Hall, and as I parked kind of in front of the Tiger cage, that's where the guest spots were, and so I was kind of walking up South Stadium, and I looked over, and Angel Reese was to my left, and she was in full practice gear. I mean, she is put together, Coach.
All of 6'4".
She's all of 6'4", and I mean, at first glance, you're like athlete.
Yeah.
Athlete.
You can tell she can play.
Just you can tell she can play, but she's going to class for sure.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine she's probably going to class
behaving.
today. She made a comment in the post game last week that I thought was pretty intriguing, and it kind of caught Mulkey's attention too when she was asked about the environment. Reese was asked about kind of like it was her and Alexis Morris with Coach Mulkey sitting in the middle of them. And it was kind of like a question for everybody, what was it like tonight being in that arena? What was it like being inside of that atmosphere? And Angel Reese said, and I didn't even know that this was a fact, but I guess it would be because, she's just so talented. But she made the comment tonight was fantastic. I've never played in an environment like that. I love the way that LSU supports women's basketball and has me even thinking about coming back here again. And
Really?
Mulkey stopped in the middle. Was like, hold up now. What'd you say? Y'all heard that, huh? Y'all heard that? And Angel Reese just kind of kept pushing. She just kind of pushed through it. And even they showed Alexis Morris, and she was kind of like,
I didn't see that. Wow.
it's kind of in the middle of the presser. And there was no more about it. She wasn't asked again about it. But you could tell Mulkey was kind of like, Hold on now. Y'all heard that. And but Reese kind of kept talking as Mulkey was talking over her. She was still kind of like, I love tonight. You know, it was incredible atmosphere. I love that me and my teammates got to experience that. But, I mean, I guess she probably would be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
In the WNBA.
Totally.
But she potentially could come back and be the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that you could recruit to her, like, hey, look at next year's roster first and foremost. You think this team is good now. You're going to have 3 of the top freshmen in America coming in here, including the number 1 player coming in to play alongside. Flaugier is going to be a year mature and a year better, right? And she's probably going to be an all-conference type of player next year, maybe even a cusp of an all-American type player. And you put that around what could be the best player in the sport in Angel Reese, where you can't double her every night. You got to show everybody else around her attention.
It's going to be tough.
And she's shown that she can beat you in different types of ways. I was so impressed with her the other night for her only having 4 points, 4 rebounds at halftime, and to see the way she affected the game in the second half. I mean, just kind of fighting through and ended up with 18 points and 17 boards. Dominant. I mean, she's as impressive of an athlete that LSU has on campus.
Yeah, she is.
I mean, for as high end as Dylan Cruz and Skeens are, and guys like on the football field like Mason Smith and Harold Perkins and all of those guys that are a part of that decorated group that we talk about. Angel Reese is in that class of athlete on LSU's campus that she's worth the price of admission, and every time you show up, she's going to do something. She's going to give you something. Whether she, like people were looking around at people when we went with Jordan's little basketball team, and I've been telling Jordan about Angel Reese a ton. Like watch her play, man. Like watch the way she plays. Watch her attitude. Watch the way she competes. That's a true competitor. And like at halftime, Jordan was like, "Which one were you telling me Reese was?" And I was like, number 10. He was like, "She's only got 4 and 4." I'm like, just chill.
Relax.
Chill. At the end of the game, he was like, "She's a dog." I was like, she's a Great Dane, cuz. Yeah. I mean, like, she's the alpha dog up in here. But fun to watch, man. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out with Reese, whether or not she comes back. Yeah. Remember, Daily, we're brought to you by RMB Builders. Rhett Bourgeois and the crew, rmb-builders.com. RMB, of course, on Instagram. You can find them there. And they've got great social media where they're keeping you up with all of their projects and what they got going on. If you want to hit that like button, share button, comment button over at RMB's Instagram, they would greatly appreciate that. But that's a great place to keep up with them at RMB Builders. Custom design home. If you need a redesign, if you need reconstruction, get in touch with RMB. They do great work. rmb-builders.com, rmb-builders.com. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered here by Go Chevrolet.
Looking to book a dumpster but no idea how? We've made it quick and easy for you. Check out our website at moralesrolloffs.com. Let Morales Roll-Offs know your desired delivery date, and finally, provide your contact details. To make payment, look out for an email invoice with all your booking details. On delivery day, our driver will notify you through text and email that your dumpster is ready and on the way. Now you know how easy and convenient it is. Call Morales Roll-Offs at 225-427-0000 for your dumpster.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Don't let the name fool you. Men's Total Health has offerings for the ladies, too. Guys, is your wife or partner suffering from urinary incontinence, low sexual desire, or pain during sex? Then the O shot might be for her. Don't let it scare you. It's totally natural. It's PRP. And Mike Roach and the crew at Men's Total Health will make you as comfortable as you can be. Contact me for more information, Katie at JordyCulottaShow.com, and I'm happy to tell you everything that Men's Total Health has to offer for the ladies.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college, for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Hey fellas, it's Jordy Culotta for my friends over at Men's Total Health. Guys, do you suffer from fatigue, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weight gain or loss of muscle mass, signs of depression, anxiety, hair loss, mental fog, general loss of interest? Then you might be suffering from low testosterone. Go see my friend Mike Roach and his great team over at Men's Total Health, over in Metairie at menstotalhealth.net online. And stop in and see how they can change your life today. A simple shot and some knowledge from Mike Roach can get you back up, moving with your energy, get your sex drive back, build your muscle mass, make you feel young again. All online, menstotalhealth.net. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. I was embarrassed about my smile. Are you unhappy at yours? Do you not smile back at yourself? I called my friend, Dr. Spillers, over at Johnson Spillers. He fixed my smile, and now everywhere I go, people are complimenting it after the work that Dr. Spillers and the staff did to my mouth. They can do it to yours. Get in touch with them. JohnsonSpillers.com. 2 locations, one in Gonzales, one in Baton Rouge. Easy to find them, JohnsonSpillers.com. I'm reading the Her Hoop Stats newsletter, which is online at herhoopstats.com, which is a lot of information on the business of the WNBA. Picks 1 through 4 last season averaged salary of $76,297. If you're the WNBA Rookie of the Year, you get a $5,150 bonus in addition to a $1,500 bonus for being named to the All-WNBA Rookie Team. So about $7,500 in bonuses on top of a $75,000 annual contract. If LSU's paying Kayshawn Booty NIL deals, you're paying Angel Reese NIL deals. And if you're stacking up about $100K to keep Angel Reese on campus, to me, that is an easy swipe of a check for somebody. I mean, to keep Angel Reese on campus for $125,000 next year compared to what she could go to the WNBA, and I don't even know if she would be a top 4 pick. She probably, I don't want to speak out of line. I don't know if she would be, but I can't imagine that there are 10 better basketball players in college and internationally for the WNBA draft than Angel Reese. If there is, awesome. But if the competition, if she is the best of the best, I mean, if she's a top 4 pick and she's the rookie of the year next season, she's making about $100K. That's an easy NIL deal for somebody. I mean, she's already on Gordon's payroll, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's one of his athletes.
I think she's a Canes athlete too.
Yeah,
I mean, Coach, by those two alone,
she's there, right?
by those two alone, she might already be there.
Yeah.
She could possibly already be there.
I bet she is.
Free Canes for life for that, I wonder.
On a deal to come back?
No, on a deal like an NIL deal. It must
Absolutely.
It got to be free Canes.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
money, cash plus free canes.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to be talking
Yes,
free
indeed.
Canes every
I mean,
day.
there's got to be an internal card at Canes
Yeah.
that makes you like some type of like gold member, some type of like don't F with me at Canes
I could
ever.
come
Whether
here
I'm at
and-
the one in Dubai or I'm the one in the Vegas Strip or I'm the original one on LSU's campus, I'm getting my Canes for free.
coming here at 3 a.m. and I need a box combo.
Actually, I'm going to swipe this card, not even talk to you, and my order is going to pop up. It's going to bag itself, and I'm going to pick it up in the next 3 minutes.
That's what should happen.
And Angel Reese should be able to receive one of those cards.
I'm sure.
Legal representation for life from the
Yep.
G Squad.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Gordon negotiating the contracts at the WNBA level.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd
Just
be
be like, she needs $100K. This
Right.
is what.
What do you want her to take a pay cut to come play professionally?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing that. I mean, like, she was making $125 at LSU. She's going to make $135 with you.
And
I
if
mean,
not,
like,
we'll
minimum.
get- if not, we'll
Yeah,
find
right.
somebody that's
We'll create our own league. We'll take all your players.
Okay, can we go back to the Tom Brady stuff for a little
Sure.
bit and just how it affects everything else? Because I'm just curious how all this is.
like how it affects the NFL.
Yeah, like
I mean-
what does Aaron Rodgers do now? Like, what's the quarterback?
could go to
situation gonna
Tampa.
be everywhere now because he has more value, right? Now that
Who?
Brady's gone,
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
and like, won't he want to stay in
I
another
kind of
year?
think Aaron
because-
Rodgers is taking a little bit of a. I think that people are now officially entering the land of Aaron Rodgers. Of
Yeah.
I've entered that
Keep
land.
him. Keep him.
I'm kind of done with him.
I've entered
Yeah.
that land.
I think
but-
I think even if you're Green Bay, because Aaron Rodgers to me has created this persona of I'm doing all I can to win, and the franchise does not support me.
Exactly.
Which caught a lot of people and gained a lot of support. I think when it started probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yep.
I mean, the first early portions of that, you were really understanding of Rodgers. Like, I get it, man. I mean, this guy is the best quarterback in the world. He doesn't have that weapon around him where you're like, man, that's his guy. That's
He had Devontae Adams for a while.
yeah,
Coach.
exactly.
But he didn't have nothing else.
He didn't have, yeah, right. There never was that full support. He always had one piece here, one piece there. But I mean, it always felt like kind of what he was saying. If you brought these guys in, they were spending first round picks on quarterbacks. Just a lot of disrespectful stuff that it felt like was going against Rodgers. Over the last 2 years, to me, I think that the pendulum has now swung to really looking at Rodgers. He's got the new coach that he wanted. He ran McCarthy out of town, right? I mean, he totally ran Mike McCarthy out of town. Tried to like,
Sabotage him.
yeah, I mean, he tried to like kill his. He tried to kill his reputation. I mean, he was like telling people he was getting massages around the building in the middle of the day. He was never like paying attention. Like he didn't go to offensive meetings. He was late for everything. I mean, that wasn't Mike McCarthy's people putting that out.
it
It wasn't the Packers putting that out. They're
Rodgers.
embarrassed to say that was their coach. That was Aaron Rodgers putting that
Right.
out, right? I mean, so everybody was like, all right, maybe McCarthy's a bum.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't supported him. Maybe, like he's got a point. And then over the last couple of years, new coach, same old story with Rodgers getting bounced out of the first round against the Tennessee Titans and the Detroit Lions, right? I mean, like at Lambeau, it's like what else do you want, man?
I know.
Like, what else do you want? I mean, you're going on your ayahuasca tours in the off season. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I get it, and good by you, but I mean, your priorities has shifted too.
Right.
Like, how much does winning really matter to you?
I mean, he's come out and said that he wants to win MVPs and not championships.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
on that alone, like,
right?
I would be like, all right,
All
go
right,
to the Jets.
Yeah.
But I kind of thought he was going to retire this year. And I feel like now Tom rushed to it. And now what? Aaron Rodgers is going to stay another year because he doesn't want to. Tom's going to go into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, Rodgers and Brady and those guys, and Brady, I think, was here. You know, Brady wanted to get this, I think, in, you know, Tampa and maybe some of the later days in New England, where they're in a class. It's like these Hollywood actors where you're not going to do a movie for less than $20 million.
Right.
You know, $25 million. Yeah, I'll do it, but I'm not doing it without $25 million.
Yeah.
You know, and Rodgers has kind of gotten into that category where he's like, he's this $20 million a year guy, or whatever the market is now set at it, where it's somewhere around like 30 million, where 1-2 teams out there are going to say, hey, let's sell some tickets and see if we can win with him, like the Jets or someone like that, or maybe like the Las Vegas Raiders, maybe somewhere like that. I don't know, but where you still have the opportunity to get that money. You know what I mean? Like that window is closing very fast on guys like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady to still get that, but it's still open.
Yeah.
And, you know, you probably just kind of play as long as they'll pay.
I guess so.
You know, because, I mean, when that's over,
it's over.
You know, it's over.
Like,
you know, I don't think anybody's paying Aaron Rodgers $20 million a year to do television.
No, I don't.
You know, I mean, like
people don't like him enough.
Romo said, I don't think he's that likable.
I don't either.
You know, and I don't think he wants to be likable.
Clearly.
You know, and I
Oh
I
my
think
God.
he's made that really clear.
yeah, and I don't think he wants to give you that type of insight.
No.
So I don't know what life will. I mean, he'll be fine financially, but I mean, like these guys like Peyton Manning and Eli and Troy Aikman and I mean these guys, Tony Romo,
Chris
they're making
Collinsworth.
more money now.
They're likable.
They're making more money now than they did when
they
they
are.
played.
Well, maybe Rodgers has a chance to change this. He goes somewhere else. He plays for another year. Maybe he kind of becomes more likable. Maybe he saves the day on another team.
Rodgers is
like
an
who's
asshole.
going to be the quarterback for the Bucks? What if it
Nobody
was
knows.
him?
It might be Lamar.
What if it was Aaron Rodgers?
Lamar's a free agent.
Yeah.
So
Garoppolo could be him,
Jimmy G.
right?
It's a lot of options out there.
There's
there
a lot
is.
of options
They
out
could
there.
draft a quarterback too if they want.
Yeah.
So they also have Kyle Trask just waiting in the wing.
Tampa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have options.
Yeah, they do. It's just going to be weird, right?
I mean, Tom.
Without Tom.
Well, I think that you're starting to see the shift in the league of the faces, right? I mean, they're for the last couple of years, Brady, Rodgers, and crew were kind of the old heads.
Yeah.
You know, even Breeze over the last 5 years was kind of on the way out. I mean, there's been a shift to Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, you know, guys that are up and coming faces of the league.
Right.
I mean, it's just one of those shifts that ultimately is inevitable within, you know, every NFL cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy because for a portion of the fan base, you know, you never thought Aaron Rodgers would be old.
Right.
Old.
I know.
Right? Like Tom Brady was really going to retire.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew, you know, like even the end of the Breeze days, you were like, this is going to be wild when this is over. Right? Just because you've become so accustomed to watching one player at one position and one helmet for so long, and once it turns over, there is a really weird. I mean, Breeze's first year out of New Orleans when Peyton was still there, that was a weird football season.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be weird with Tom Brady out.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird when Aaron Rodgers is out. You know.
I'm
just a change.
I've been out on Aaron Rodgers for
You
a
have?
while.
Well,
yeah.
the chat's talking about it, and I guess it is curious. Like, what if he comes to the Saints? Then would we change our opinion on him?
I don't know if I would because I don't feel like the Saints are a quarterback away.
No.
Like I don't feel like this. I think that the Saints, they're in a rebuild.
Yeah,
They need to embrace the rebuild And people have to realize that there's going to be some really down times because of that.
Right.
You know, like trying to find a quarterback, trying to find out if Dennis Allen's the right guy for it, trying to find and develop some of this young talent that's in there. I mean, you have to do it that way. The way that the Saints have been doing it for the last 7 years of just going out, signing veterans, putting together what they felt like was a already winning roster in the league to try and get over the hump and win a championship is just not where they are anymore. They're not Aaron Rodgers away. I don't think that New Orleans is that attractive to Aaron Rodgers anymore. I mean, New Orleans with Sean Payton and a, competitive roster was intriguing to Aaron Rodgers. In today's NFL, when you look at a second-year head coach in Dennis Allen who's really got to prove himself to show that he's worth it, and a roster that's going through a lot of turnover, the hell would he come here for? Mm-hmm. What if you were upset in Green Bay, you're really going to be pissed off down here in New Orleans because they're a long way off. I mean, Rodgers needs to be in the discussion from a team that's built to win. Tampa. Mm-hmm. Tampa would be somebody I think Rodgers would probably look at and say, let's talk.
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go
teams
back with
that
Devontae Adams.
absolutely
Got a lot of weapons.
Got a lot of weapons. Got capital to deal with. Can sign free. You're in a destination type place for free agents. You can attract talent, and you got to win now.
Right.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, 3 years from now, he's going to be in the rainforest.
Yeah, he has to be
tripping
done.
on acid.
Yeah.
He's 38.
Okay.
The Rodgers in Vegas
And I'm guessing
experience.
that, but he's late 30s.
The
Yeah,
Rodgers
I
in
thought
Vegas
so, too.
experience might be a little crazy, Coach.
What?
Rodgers in Vegas?
Rodgers in Vegas and Rodgers in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I mean, if he did come to New Orleans, I think that there's
It would get
39.
weird.
it would get really weird. It'd get really weird. And I think it'll get hugely strange in Vegas.
Like,
Yeah, it would.
like,
You know what I mean? He is a
like, why did I see Aaron Rodgers at the red dress room?
Right.
That
with
type
his
of
beard
weird.
hanging down to his chest.
It
Yes.
would be like that.
Full long red dress, like,
Yeah.
oh God.
It would be like that. I'm manifesting Jimmy G to New Orleans, personally.
Trying to put
Unnamed
on
user, are the
feelers, huh,
Saints
Katie?
really a long way off? I think they are. I mean, I think by championship contending stand, to be a contender in the NFL, you have to have a quarterback. And the Saints don't have any idea who their quarterback is going to be. Whether they draft him, whether they sign him in free agency, whether they know who they are, who it is internally, that's fine. But he doesn't feel like he's on the roster right now.
No, but I mean, he could be, and then that could turn it around pretty immediately, right?
39 years old, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I don't know. Saints
mean,
don't really
Well,
have
he's
much,
good,
like,
though.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, Tom
he's
Brady's
good,
44,
but
and he's good.
he's
would
good.
turn it around.
But carry franchises to Super Bowls is different good.
Right.
Mahomes is carrying Kansas City to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is carrying Buffalo
Right.
late into the playoffs. Joe Burrow is carrying Cincinnati. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, the 4 teams that are last standing, it's not a coincidence, are probably the best
Right.
quarterbacks in the league.
Right.
Right? I mean, that's
How old's Derek Carr then?
Oh, he's
my
done.
God. I
You
don't.
think he's done?
done.
If the Saints get Derek Carr,
They might as well sign Dalton again.
yeah, that's the
that's
same
Andy
quarterback.
Dalton. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
He's 31.
He's just Andy
young.
Dalton with dark hair and wears eyeliner. That's it.
he's just been the quarterback position is such a there is such a clear fall off from the classes of them.
Yeah.
I mean, there is the elite level of quarterback, then there is your average level of quarterback, and then there's your below average level of
Right.
quarterback. And it does not take long to identify what class the people are in, the players are in.
Derek
But
Carr
their team
skates
can
that
make a
line.
difference. I mean, their support, their protection.
It
all
definitely
of that.
can, but Las Vegas has spent a lot of money around Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Yes.
They've tried to bring in and help him as much as possible. They've brought in coaches. They brought in players. They brought in the best wide receiver in the game. And Derek Carr's still Derek Carr.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
He still stinks.
he's still
Yeah.
average. Probably below. He's right there on that line of below average to average.
Yeah.
You know, a guy that you probably identify, someone like Andy Dalton. You want to win 8-9 games a year in the league and miss the playoffs at the end of the season by a game, or get into the playoffs and get smashed in the first round, then sign Derek Carr and Andy Dalton.
Intriguing.
You know? I mean, but there's only a select few on the planet that you can really win with.
Yeah.
Really.
That's true.
I mean, there's only a select few that can really play the quarterback position at a high level for, what would take 23 weeks of football in the NFL to win the Super Bowl.
23.
I mean, about 23 weeks.
I just feel like they're aging. I mean, they're so much older now, and these guys we're talking about are so much younger, so they have that
Derek
time
Carr
to
is not that
evolve.
young. But if I would say if the Saints were trying to get a quarterback, they should either go trade somebody away for Lamar or trade as much as you can for a Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Get a young
You have
quarterback.
to get a quarterback. In football, you look at high school teams.
Well, yeah.
Look at college teams. Go look at the Catholic League.
Right.
Around here. The teams that are winning
Have a quarterback.
most probably
Absolutely.
have the best quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? It's just that's what football has become.
Right.
That's what that's what the NFL wanted to drive it to become. They protect that position. They market that position. If you have that position, you're probably going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, Free Mind says you need a quarterback to win is an overrated narrative. Prove me wrong. Where? Where has there been a below average quarterback that has won consistently? I'll give you that 1 year flash in the pan stuff, but habitually, consistently, it's the team with the best quarterback.
I know. I can't think of a team.
Tom
that's a winning
Brady
team without a
dominated the NFL for more than a decade and a half because he was the best quarterback in the game.
I guess you could say maybe the late 2000s, early 2010s.
Totally different game now.
Ravens.
Totally different
with
game
Joe
now.
Flacco, but they had defense.
They had defense. And defense travels. Defense travels. And Flacco was probably a good example of an average quarterback that has won a Super Bowl, but their defense was
elite,
historically good.
3 Hall of Famers.
Absolutely. And Joe Flacco made plays during that season that got him a lot of money that Baltimore knew when they were cutting the check. We're dumb for this.
Hey, look.
This is stupid. But we have to do it because he
won a Super Bowl.
He won us a Super Bowl. You got to pay him $20 million a year. And his reputation totally changed.
Yeah.
Free mind. Stafford was great, right? You're going to argue Stafford down the stretch last year in the playoffs?
Oh, my God.
Yes, he was great. Maybe not for his entire career we can label him as great, but last year in the playoffs for the run, I mean, can you think about some of those throws he made at Tampa last year? I mean, those were elite, great throws that they had to have, that quarterbacks in that position have to make. I mean, I would have put Stafford in that class as a guy that can make those types of plays. He was stuck in Detroit for a while, but you put him around a head coach like Sean McVay and weapons like he had in L.A., and they win the Super Bowl. I mean, that's not a coincidence. That's not an accident.
Right.
Joe Burrow winning on every single level, high school, college, NFL, that ain't an accident. You know what I mean? That's just, he's the best player on the field every time he steps out there. He touches the ball every single play, and 9 times out of 10, he's going to make the right decision with the football, and they're going to have a chance to win at the end. Aaron Rodgers was like that for a lot of his life. I mean, you always felt like you had a chance to win with Rodgers. Drew Brees, as a Saints fan, when did you ever feel like you were out of a game because, why? You had number 9. You have a chance. You got a quarterback. Jamarcus Russell at LSU. When did you ever feel like you were out of a game? I never felt like LSU was out of any game because number 2 can make plays out here that you can't stop. Arizona State. There would just came down to, you think Jamarcus Russell called that play in the huddle to beat Arizona State that night? I'm a roll to my left. I'm a dead sprint towards the sidelines, flick it with my wrist 45 yards in the air early. Be ready for it because it's going to hit you in the face mask.
It's gonna knock you down.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a quarterback making plays. I mean, that's.
I agree with you. You gotta have a quarterback.
Can't win without a quarterback.
You can't win without a quarterback.
It's like,
speaking of top-ranked quarterbacks, did y'all hear Jaden Rashada signed with Arizona State? And he made a little dig at Billy Napier.
How much did he make?
How much of a dig did he make?
No, how much money did he make?
Oh, I don't know. But he said, I mean, he talked about how he was going to Arizona State, his father's alma mater, blah, blah, blah. A place where I'm happy in a school where the head coach has always had my back.
Ooh. Nape.
Yeah.
Wait, have you seen this?
Jaden, you weren't worth $13 million, bud.
Have you seen this
wild.
Nick Saban thing?
What?
With the recruit that asked him, a recruit and a current player asked Nick Saban for $1.3 million combined. One
Yeah, I
asked
heard
for
about
$500, the other one asked for $800.
I did see this.
The one that asked for $800 was the high school recruit. He was like a top corner in the nation, probably Carmine McLean. But he asked him for $800K, and Nick Saban said, "Well, this isn't the place for you." And then a current player at Alabama asked him for $500K and to put his girlfriend through law school at Alabama. And the school had to pay for it. And Nick Saban said he showed him the door.
That's so funny.
I love that they asked that, though. Why not?
There's going to be there's going to be some humility. There's going to be some humbling that's happening.
Like, who do you think you are, bro?
Yeah, like, say what?
He said,
you want us to do what? How about this? How about you just get the hell out of here?
Yeah, find somewhere else to play.
Yeah, right. Remember, Daily, we're brought to you by City Cafe. CityCafeBR.net is where you can find them online if you want to check out the menu there. But they got great lunch specials over at City Cafe. Check them out on the corner of O'Neill and George O'Neill. Our friends, where good friends go to meet, where good friends go to eat. Our friends over at City Cafe. Check them out. Squeaky Miranda, Cody Miranda, and the entire team over at City Cafe. Give us a like, share, follow on YouTube. If you have not subscribed, make sure and hit that subscription button. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Here you go.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
Question in that game. You're listening to the Jordy Culotta Show live on YouTube. Catch it every day, 7 to 9 a.m., wherever you have internet access.
Oh, my guy, the host of Mac and Cube.
You said you wanted me to close it out.
I listen to his pod every day on WJOX 94. I thought I was going to beat Charlie. I didn't. You were fantastic as always. Have a great call in Missouri. I'll see you soon, man.
Thanks, man. Good
Later.
talking to you, Jordy.
Always. There he is. Cole Kublik, the absolute best. Don't overthink it, ABC. When you move to a primetime slot and the SEC is getting that billing, make this man the color commentator. He's the absolute best.
Ooh, I mean, what a pro.
What a pro.
I remember telling them, hey, listen, my job here is to make sure that we bring, big time football to a small town environment, right? And so you see on movies sometimes about the way a town reacts to the football program and what it means to everybody. And that was the hopes and dreams that I had for the place. And so our kids take a distinct responsibility in wearing that Z on their helmet. It means a lot to them. And then on the flip side of that, our community does a tremendous job of supporting our program, supporting the athletic department, supporting our school as a whole. And there's really a great relationship there that's a lot of fun to be a part of.
Thank you for the access, man. Looking forward to tonight. We'll talk soon.
Coach, wait, before you go, fix your hair again one more time.
Look at him.
Let's go.
Yes. Look at him.
What do you think about that?
Game day,
what do you
baby.
think about that?
Game day. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, man. Great to see you. Thank you.
You too, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.
All right, man. There he is. There he is. My guy. David Brewerton checking in.
What does Harold Perkins do for this defense? What does he allow you guys to do?
Yeah, Perk, man, he's just so raw, man. Like, all he know how to do is make a play. But I love him. He brings a certain type of juice to the defense, and he's right alongside of me on the edge. He knows how to rush the edge. As a young guy, that's very valuable to the defense, being able to rush the edge. Making the quarterback step up. But yeah, they put him everywhere. Middle linebacker, outside rusher. Maybe sometimes he's gonna be in the drop. So he's very versatile for our defense.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment button. Remember, if you have not subscribed, tell a friend. We appreciate it, if you don't mind. We have going on over here today with our programming. Stick around. We will have Nick Diaz and Out of My League coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And Mikey Matuk and Mic'd Up will be returning to Fridays starting tomorrow. So make sure and tune in 4:30 to 6 every Friday for back to their 3-day-a-week schedule over with Mic'd Up. Hold the Rope has moved to Sunday night, so make sure and check out Cano, Skip, and the crew as they'll be breaking down a weekend of baseball as they'll be there on Sunday nights from 6 to 8 o'clock. So make sure and check out the programming change of note there with Hold the Rope moving to Sundays. We talked a lot about obviously Tom Brady calling it quits as he's retiring after an incredible career yesterday, making it official. Brady's already got his fallback plan, his retirement plan worked out as he's got a huge deal inked with Fox that is going to pay him over $300 million over the next decade to be calling football games for Fox Sports. So we will be seeing a lot more of Tom Brady in his retirement after he stepped away last year. The deal is for $375 million over the next 10 years for Brady over at Fox Sports.
Right.
It's dumb.
Just dumb money.
I mean, all that money that they're making in television
that's
now.
True.
I mean,
That's
they're just
true.
throwing around.
It's TV money,
They're just throwing around cash in that trade, man. It's wild. I mean, Romo's making more now than when he played.
Yeah.
Just to say
$18 million a year.
Just to say, Jim. You know what, Jim?
Yeah. Kind of laugh, kind of giggle.
You know what, Jim?
It's funny. Like Nance, Nance doesn't like it.
No, he doesn't.
I think Nance has kind of like built his career on like being the professional coat and tie, button up. Hello, friends.
Yeah.
And Romo's like,
you know, Jim.
What's up, Jim? And I got like elbowing him.
Jim, he's got to call a timeout right here, Jim.
What is he doing, Jim? He's like, I'm not sure, Romo. It's your job to tell us what he's doing. I mean, I don't know.
Jim, you know.
It's not me making the call. Jim's like, jeez, man.
But has he said that he's for sure going to Fox? Is he for sure taking that deal?
Absolutely.
This deal's
He
done.
signed it.
Yeah,
it's
this
done.
deal's
Done deal.
All right.
Done deal.
I just haven't heard that. Like,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
only heard him talk about his retirement.
Yeah.
Haven't heard his next steps yet.
He's,
What if he doesn't want to do that? What if he wants to take a year off?
He's a private guy. He's not going back to the NFL. Like, I think this is his
No, I don't think
last.
he's going back.
Brady's a spotlight guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going back to the NFL, but like, my God.
Well, he is. I mean, he's working for the NFL.
I meant playing, but like just the change, like the life change that he's going to be going through right now.
I mean,
I just feel like you need to take a minute,
Katie,
right? Or do you not? It's like when your dog dies and you need to immediately get another one.
The
to,
life
like, fill the
change.
void.
The life change is actually probably better for him.
I think so,
At
too.
his age.
I think so, too.
Like, his body's not going to hurt anymore, probably as much.
You have to do all that off-season stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you watch some of that, like those streaming shows that he did, like kind of recapping the later parts of his career, that Facebook series he did where he was detailing like the last couple of where he detailed his career at New England. It was incredible. What was the name of that series?
Is that Man in the Arena?
Was it Man in the Arena?
Yeah, I think it was Man in the Arena.
God, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was incredible. But, I mean, they would have him like, they'd be like on like these exotic vacations that, you know, like him and Giselle are taking,
Yeah.
you know, wherever the hell they are,
Right.
like South Africa.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's like training with a football helmet and shoulder
Yeah.
pads on.
Full pads.
You know what I mean? It's-
Cleats.
yeah, I mean, like
passionate about
that's what
it.
I'm saying
Yeah.
is like that commit. That's going to be that probably is going to be
His hardest part.
the hardest
Yeah.
part of like being like. He's probably going to be thinking like I got to be doing
I
something.
know.
They got to
I
go
gotta
work
be
out.
training.
Yeah.
That's a
You know,
tough
like-
transition.
That's going to be the hardest part.
But
I
he-
think that he's. It kind of seemed like yesterday he was kind of over the game.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like. This time I'm out. You
Yeah.
know, like
Like,
I'm not coming. I'm done.
I
You know?
tried.
Yeah, right.
I'm done.
But I would imagine just the lifestyle
Yeah.
is the hardest part. Like, I wonder if we're going to look up like in 2 years and like Brady's going to be out of shape.
Yeah, he probably will. Or, I mean, he's still TB12, you know.
But
drinking
I'm talking
baby
about
blood.
like the jawline. And,
Yeah,
Right.
he did look kind of like in that
looked
video
sick.
yesterday. He looked sick.
Well, I read to y'all he lost 15 pounds through the divorce. So, I mean, I think that's part of it. His face is very sunken in from that.
Smoke
And when
more
you think
weed,
about it,
Tom.
he doesn't have any body fat. So, like, he probably lost muscle in that 15 pounds.
It's terrible. I feel terrible
I think
for him.
he's a great guy. I think he's likable. I think he has a great sense of humor. I mean, I love watching Peyton and Eli, so I'll love to watch him, like,
Yeah.
break down football, right?
Yeah.
Brady?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be great.
Hell yeah. I mean, like, I love watching these guys work. I'm
Yeah.
telling you that the insight that we got from Sean Payton this year is that's my favorite Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
And he's relaxed.
even at times when he was winning with the Saints, you like didn't like him. You know, you were like, God, this guy's such a dick.
Yeah, he's always
You know what
like,
I mean, like, look, listen. You know, like, whoa, dude.
all right, Sean.
I mean, like, we're with you.
Yeah, I didn't
You know,
mean
like
to-
I'm pulling for your team. But like in the media world, like and I wonder if that's going to make him not a better coach, but just like more understanding to that role of it.
That's a good thought, yeah.
You know, like because I would imagine like working within the media, like some of these guys do, like mid-career, and then going back to the other side, like crossing back over to the football side. You're probably like, all right, look, guys, they're not that big of a, you know.
Like, they ain't out to
Yeah,
get us
they're
like
not
this.
big. They're not as big as D-bags as we think they are. You know, like they. I mean, I'm sure they have those people within that industry that they recognize that they are. But I mean, just to respect the work, you know. And you could tell that Sean Payton really embraced telling you what he knew about football. That's the thing about these coaches that you're like, dude, you don't have to be this guarded. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to protect all this information that you think people are going to steal and use against you. I mean, and maybe they do at that level, but they protect it like, I mean, like it's war info.
yeah,
You know what I
they
mean?
do.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
They
like
do.
nuclear codes
They
in the
do.
way that you talk about football, and it's like, y'all can't be this mad. You can't be this uptight.
But they
Like,
are.
bro,
All
everybody's
the
doing the
time.
same thing.
They are.
It's
I
just
mean,
different terms.
Y'all are making $15 million a year
I know.
to go hang out at this $1 million facility where you're hiding from your family most of the day.
Pretty
You know what I mean?
much.
There's no way
Right.
that we can sit up and talk this much football. How much film can we really watch? Yeah, I mean, like, you got to be here at midnight on a Friday.
Yeah.
You sure?
I mean, come on, man. What do you just not like your wife?
That's true. That's a valid
You
point.
know what I mean? Like, you just don't like you don't like your kids.
Right.
Right? I mean, like, what? Come on. I mean, so just to get into the media, you could see that he was just refreshed. You know what I mean? It was just like, I can just talk about this and go home.
I know.
You know, I can just show you how much I know about football and not stress that somebody's stealing my signs.
Right.
Or whatever they're stressing all the time. You know, it's like, dude, come on, man.
And Tom Brady does have a 15-year-old son, so he might be kind of getting ready to hand over the torch
Does he
to
play
the
football?
younger Brady.
His son?
Come on now,
Has
Katie.
to, right?
Got to.
You better play quarterback.
But like Brady coming up was like he was a baseball player. He was a basketball
Didn't he
player.
get drafted in baseball?
I think he did get drafted in baseball.
Big baseball guy.
Maybe he's going to coach his son's team.
Probably
That's what
will.
Brett Favre did.
That's what Peyton Manning does.
I was going to say, that's what Peyton does.
I mean, why not?
We had Peyton Manning on the radio when he got announced to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Ronnie Rance hooked it up. Shout out to Ronnie. I was like, Ronnie, I got to get Peyton Manning on. And he was like, this is the number that I got, coach. Try it. And it was his PR lady. And it went right to like first ring. Hello? I was like,
can I talk to Peyton?
Is this Peyton? She's like, no, who is this? I was like, Ronnie Rance gave me this number. My name is T-Bob Hebert. But like it all worked out. And Manning was like, it was like one of his first years out of retirement. And he was talking about like how he would ride like his kids lived within the school district and they would like ride their bike to school. And like the parents would like ride the bikes like with them to school. Like and we were like picturing, like we like painted the picture on radio with Peyton Manning like on the radio with us. We were like, we're just picturing Peyton Manning riding the bike. He was like, oh, it's a hell of a sight. He was like, I get a lot of honks. You know, a lot of people like, like
so funny.
Roll down the window and be like, Omaha, good morning. But I mean, like these dudes, you know, like just like fitting in, you know, like doing regular stuff. I bet you Brady will be that type of guy.
Yeah.
I bet you Brady will be because he's missed so much.
Yeah.
He has missed so much. But
I mean,
his son's 15.
Dude,
I think he wants to go back to Giselle.
I mean, okay, but if he doesn't, and if she doesn't want to take him back,
Katie.
then he's going to start dating, and who's it going to
Come
be?
on, Giselle, give him a break.
Yeah,
man.
give the guy a break.
I
He loves
she's
football.
She had a little fun.
I know, but I mean, I think
She's out there with a karate instructor.
She made him choose, and he chose.
Hey, look.
And look where it got him.
Sometimes it gets
And
tough.
look, I mean, he made the wrong choice, but it was passion, man. I mean, the guy's been doing this for 21 years.
I get him. I mean, I'm not mad at him at all for like not retiring, for fake retiring last year. I just don't know if Giselle can get over it. You know,
Come on,
that ship might
Giselle.
have sailed. I wouldn't mind seeing him.
Come on,
I would be
Jizzy.
interested to see who else he would date though, because I've only ever seen him with her, and then the one he had the 15-year-old with. She was a model too.
It was at Bridget Moynihan.
Yeah. Yeah, like who else did he date? Did he ever date anybody else high profile during that time?
Let's see. Tom
He had
Brady.
to.
He had to, but like who would it be now? Like
I mean, I'm just gonna take a couple of, like maybe like Cameron Diaz probably at that time.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
probably
yeah.
like the hot girl.
Right. Maybe
Um,
he'll date Kim K.
No.
You never know.
No.
You never know.
Wait,
He would do more for Kim K than she would do for him.
Totally.
Oh,
But, like,
yeah.
think of it. They're like two of the most recognized people in the world.
Oh.
Can you even imagine that kind of power couple? That would be crazy.
Is that the strongest of the power couples? Would it be Kim K and Tom Brady?
I mean, can you think of another one?
I wish
I mean, it
LeBron
used
and
to be,
Serena
like-
would date.
Oh God, yeah. That
I wish they recreate. Actually,
They would have
crazy.
man
I mean,
child.
they would have the number one
would.
pick in any sport.
Yeah. Play whatever you want.
Yeah, you play whatever you want.
You can play soccer.
Want to
if
be
you
an
want
ice
to.
skater? Make you a billionaire. I mean, like,
I don't know who it would be. I mean, it used to be like Brad and Jennifer Aniston, I guess.
Oh,
Like those
gosh,
kind
how
of people.
boring.
I know, they were
Yeah.
totally boring.
How
Tom
boring.
Brady and Kim K would not be boring
No.
at all. It might annoy people, but it would be entertaining.
I think she'd annoy Tom too much.
I think so too.
Like Tom would get tired
I think
of her.
so too.
Like
Put
Tom,
the phone
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, like you know,
Yeah,
I'm
Put the
out.
phone down. Too many
But
pictures.
you think like Pete Davidson wouldn't be like that either, and he was with her.
Nah, Pete Davidson is definitely with
Pete did, that did a lot. That did some good for Pete.
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Made him way more
Everybody's
famous.
dated.
That just kind of confirmed his.
His gobbly knob. What was the thing?
No, it just shows
His
that
gobbler
Pete,
knob?
Yeah,
Gobbler knob?
Pete has a little
Gobbler
unspoken
knob?
risk,
Right.
that nobody knows about. You know that? Yeah.
I think he freaked out over Kim K though.
Yeah.
I think he kind of she
Yeah,
might have been too much
I know.
of that pee.
Yeah, the moment was too big.
that was too strong. That was bold. That was a bold move.
It was.
She's gonna break your heart, man.
It was.
Because wait, wasn't he dating like Selena Gomez before that?
No, it was
Ariana Grande. Yeah. Oh,
And he dated Kate Beckinsale before that.
he's
She's much older
a
than
guy.
him.
He's got a Derek Jeter type roster.
Yeah, his
Yeah, he
roster's
does.
good.
He does.
I mean, Derek Jeter's a untouchable.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Name one. He's been with one. I mean,
Jessica Alba. Wasn't he dating
absolutely.
her?
Absolutely. I mean, he had like Jessica Alba up in the suite, like sweating his at bats, bro. I mean, like he had these girls like falling in love. I mean, what was the Minka
Kelly.
Minka Kelly?
Yeah.
In love
Yeah.
with Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
In love, Jeter's just like, okay, this is not going to work out. Pack your stuff.
I guess,
Take your grab bag on the way out.
I guess J-Lo and Ben would be like today's power couple, right?
Mm,
Y'all don't think?
I mean, they were a power couple in the early 2000s.
I know. I loved it.
This is Ben Affleck
Yeah.
and J-Lo.
B-Lo?
Yeah.
They're married.
Are they married?
Yes. What do you mean?
They're married now?
Y'all.
I didn't know. I really don't know anything
Yeah.
about Hollywood people.
I mean, they had a legit like
They
wedding
all-
and everything. I think in Italy or
It's
France
just a
or
large
somewhere.
cesspool of
Yeah, it is.
whatever you
It
want,
is.
you know? Like,
Yeah, they're married. They've combined families and
Oh my
all the
God.
things. Yeah. I
Wow.
think Jennifer Garner gets along with them. I think they're all co-parenting well.
Ben smokes cigarettes. I didn't know that.
Big
Yeah, he
cigarette
does.
smoker.
Big
Man, he
cigarette.
burns them all the time.
Right.
Big cigarette
And he's
smoker.
so angry looking
Yeah,
in the
he's
pictures that they catch
he's a
him
stressful
smoking.
smoker.
Yeah.
Like he has Brady cheeks when he pulls on it.
He's
He
like,
does.
I mean, he's like,
He
I
really
mean, he's trying to
does.
like suck the life out of that
Like-
thing.
and he looks stressed.
He does
like,
every
fuck.
time.
Like, what are these people stressing at that level?
With that much
know.
money
what are
and that
you
much
really
time.
stressing? And I'm not this naive and this shallow to think that money cures all problems.
No, but
I would think that money cures the problems that they're
yeah,
sweating.
It
and then
does.
like
Like,
especially
what
It does.
are you stressing, man?
I
Right.
hate it when people say money can't buy happiness.
It
because
can.
It absolutely can.
What
because it
money
makes
does above
everything
anything else
better.
is it gives you options.
It does. That's the thing.
And in life, options are great.
Yes.
Right? I mean, like,
It's different to be dirt poor and going through something than to have a ton of money
Oh,
and be going through
it's
something.
like, oh.
It just is. I'm
Absolutely.
not saying it's emotionally fulfilling, but I mean, it does make life easier.
But it's like he's a movie. He's an actor. So
Right.
like,
and not only that,
is he
like,
stressing
he's-
about a movie? That
he's
coming
touched
out
like
with?
No.
producer money too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he
bro.
does.
He's collected on both sides.
Like,
yeah,
He's
he
made
does.
hundreds of millions of dollars.
like you
in his
can't be
career.
stressing this.
Like
hard.
Ben, put the cigarettes down, man.
Like,
Roll a
he's
joint
just
for
like
God's sakes.
Everyday stuff. I mean, he's got kids.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
got family.
look, I understand.
I mean, we have
Probably
no
stressed about
choices,
the
so
ladies.
Why shouldn't he? I mean, they have nannies raising
And didn't he
everybody
get caught,
and
like-
drivers, but
Like banging the babysitter.
yeah, he did.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like, so he probably brought a lot of stress into his life.
so
that you
he's-
were like,
he's
yo,
dealing
Ben,
with that
He
normal
did.
guy.
You probably
stress.
shouldn't have married.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're still trying to bang the babysitter, dude, I
You
mean,
shouldn't
you
be
know,
married,
like,
bro.
you just shouldn't have gotten married, man.
Right.
So I'm sure Jennifer Gardner's crazy was probably
Yeah.
smoking worthy,
Yes.
you know?
Totally. Totally. Yes.
Because they all sign prenups, right? I mean, they don't
I would
threaten their
hope
wealth.
so. My God, you'd have to, right? I mean, their handlers would make them for sure sign prenups. Like somebody's out there saying, like, you're not doing this without a prenup.
You would think so.
Yeah. No way.
You never know.
Kim K 100% has. A
Oh, yeah,
prenup.
absolutely.
I think they make everybody that they like date or talk to sign like
NDAs.
Well, they
NDAs.
have to.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, they're
And,
on
and
TV
look,
half the time.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if I was on their team or if I was in that world, I'd be like, we're not sign this.
Absolutely.
And like Derek Jeter like took it like a step further where like he had somebody like collect a phone.
Really?
Like, put your phone in this bag and be like, and they would be like, no. He'd be like, okay, cool. See ya. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a move right
either
there.
abide or ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what's it going to be? Like, are you on Team Jeter or not?
Right.
But I don't think I am. Well, cool.
That's a move.
See ya.
That's a move.
I mean, think about what Jeter did, man.
I know.
Derek Jeter was in the heart of New York City from the mid-'90s through the social media world, like in the mid-2000s when social media started to pop, and you never heard anything about this guy. And he was slinging it everywhere.
That's true.
Everywhere.
What a guy.
That's true.
I mean, he was walking into nightclubs. He was sneaking them out of back rooms. He had them in Yankee Stadium.
He had him in
He
Gobbler's
had 'em-
Knob.
He had them everywhere.
Gobbler's Knob.
I mean, like, he was the Michael Jordan of the social media
Yeah.
age that was able to keep the reputation of Jordan.
Right.
You know, like,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
if we
really
would have
true.
known what Jordan was doing all those years when the Bulls were traveling, I don't know if MJ would be his heiress
I know.
to a lot of people.
I know.
You know what I mean? But Jeter was, he was kind of that guy.
Yeah. You're
And like
right.
you talk to people that played in the bigs, like around that time, like Terrio and like those guys who like would run across. They were like, Coach, whole different league, whole different level of superstardom, whole different level of big leaguer,
Yeah.
whole different level of just what you think
Right.
your superstar athlete is.
Right.
Derek Jeter lived on a completely different planet. Man. I mean, like, was just in a world by himself, untouchable. The girl at the bar that you thought was nobody could talk to had Jeter's number in her phone already. You know what I mean? Like, it was just,
And she gave it to her.
it was things that you would just be like, fucking Jeter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
know.
Starting to
fucking
hate the
Jeter,
guy.
this guy.
Yeah, what a wild life.
No wonder A-Rod hated him.
Yeah. It was probably
Because A-Rod was just like, I can't
backdooring all his women.
Mm-hmm.
I can't deal with this guy. I can't compete with this.
Like, I'm trying to
I'm
talk
gonna
to
have
this
to
girl. She
J-Lo.
just said she talks to Jeter.
I mean, Jeter's probably like
Did Jeter
J-Lo.
and J-Lo get together?
Yes.
Who?
Derek Jeter and
Oh,
J-Lo?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
sure.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure.
I don't know. Where'd you read that?
I mean, I'm sure. But I mean, like, you know, he had A-Rod thinking like, oh, I gotta date J-Lo.
Yeah. I know.
Jeter was probably like, J-Lo.
Yeah.
97, bro.
You bum.
Right? Is that like 2000?
It was, yeah. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what else to talk about.
A Senior Bowl. Do we know what's going on there?
I know Jay Ward's making plays.
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
Jay Ward is out there making plays.
Jay Ward's a pro, though.
Yeah, he is.
Like, you know Jay Ward's a pro.
He said some NFL teams have told him they want him to gain weight.
Which I would...
Really?
Which
that probably makes a lot of
yeah,
sense.
that's understandable. But I mean,
Especially the way he plays. I mean, like, he
Yeah.
throws his body around. He wants to hit. He wants to, make big plays like that. I mean, NFL is such a long. It's just such a long season.
I mean,
To
18
be able to
games
withstand
is,
that is tough physically in the transition from college to the NFL.
Yeah.
And his body is just, it doesn't feel like it's built for that.
No.
You know, I mean, he needs to get bigger, but I mean, if you've heard any of the buzz or followed any of the video or watched any of the things going on down in Mobile this week, a lot of people talking about Jay Ward.
He's out there making plays, coach.
I mean, he's versatile first. You know, I mean, he can play multiple positions. He can play outside, like you see him right there, playing cornerback, guarding one-on-one.
I saw somebody say this was pass interference. I was like, you obviously have never played football.
It probably is.
He didn't turn his head, but
It probably is pass interference, but I mean, really, that's textbook coverage.
Yeah, he's on him.
You know, I mean, that pass interference they called on Cincinnati last week on Hilton.
Oh, my God.
On that out route. I mean, I thought that was teaching tape. I mean, that was about as good as you can play, and he got flagged. So I don't know what is pass interference anymore.
It really does make me want to eat Reese's, honestly. That's what I think about when I watch footage.
It's great
from the Super
marketing.
Bowl. It really
Yeah,
is.
it is.
I think about Reese's and I want to
What
go eat
about-
Reese's.
What about the Burger King commercials? Does that make you want to eat Burger
No,
King?
it does not.
And I feel like they're about to go all out for the Super Bowl.
Who?
Burger King?
Burger King. Because those Burger King commercials are there, coach. They're here to stay.
What are they marketing? The Whopper?
Yeah, what are they?
They have the Whopper song, one with the Whopper song, and then there's like a BK song that they have.
BK, have it your way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I saw Gronkowski's kicking a field goal for $10 million in the Super Bowl.
What?
Is this true?
Yeah. It's like
FanDuel?
FanDuel, yeah. One of the
Damn.
Look, gotta find a way.
Man.
Got some pressure.
These betting companies, they'll find a way to
Yeah,
get
they
up.
will.
They spend some money, man.
Okay, what exactly is the Shrine Bowl?
It's the same type of thing as the Senior Bowl.
So why is that going on at the same time?
Smaller schools.
It's it's not smaller schools. I mean, like Bernard Converse is in that game.
It's just like if you can't, like, some guys don't get
some
the
guys
Senior
don't
Bowl
make
offer.
the cut.
Okay.
So,
You know, I mean,
Okay.
the Senior Bowl is kind of like the first pick.
Yeah.
You know, for people looking to play in this game, in these types of games, and then after that, there's games that are happening for everybody. The thing about football is, though, and that's the beautiful thing about the NFL is that if you can play, they're going to find you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they'll have scouts at the East-West Shrine game. They'll have scouts at the Senior Bowl, and 90% of these scouts know exactly who they're watching.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they've seen these guys play. They know who they are. They're just getting more data, more time to evaluate. I mean,
Like-
This is important for them.
Yeah,
the Shrine
absolutely.
Bowl.
Like Bill Belichick was at the Shrine Bowl.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
like coaching, like hands-on coaching and
Really?
position.
Wow.
Yes.
Which means he's got somebody there
Yeah.
that he
he's
really
in
likes.
love with.
Yeah.
And he wants to go down there and see how they take it, how they
Right.
practice. I mean, the cool thing about the Senior Bowl is that coaching staffs in the NFL coach the game.
Yeah, that's
Like
cool.
they coach, like one coaching staff. I mean, we can find out who the coaching staffs are.
I want to say it's the Steelers, and because Mike Tomlin was there yesterday, so I want to say it's.
But like you coach them through the week, and it really gives you a great leg up on being. I want to say maybe it's Atlanta because I saw Ryan Nielsen was hired as the Saints defensive coordinator. I mean, as the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator, and he like didn't even go to Atlanta. They just shipped him from New Orleans to Mobile.
So Bears offensive coordinator Luke Getsy and the Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham will serve as the head coaches.
Oh wow!
Yeah. But Atlanta does have their quarterbacks coach there. New England has their D-line coach.
Oh, so they kind of like mix match the staff.
Yeah.
That's new, right?
Yeah, that is new. It's
'Cause
usually
they
like
usually
one
would put
team.
like one team staff there.
I guess they did that so they could like kind of get
Yeah.
more people, more eyes.
Because it's a hell of an advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. It's a great. We went down to the Senior Bowl. Jim Nagy's done an incredible job of building the hype on this, and I saw T-Bob and Hester down there like doing their show from like a Radio Row style type of format. And the first year Nagy took over, we went down there, and I mean, it is the who's who of the NFL. It is incredible the amount of people that are walking around that event that are just very accessible. I mean, it's smart for, like T-Bob and them to go over there because you can get just people walking and roaming the halls that are scouts, players, head coaches, GMs. I mean, there's a lot of NFL power down at the Senior Bowl during that week.
That's cool.
Yeah. When we went down there, I mean, like the guest speaker at this event we went to was like Gary Vee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, like it was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. They actually had Cincinnati's head coach, which is Zach Taylor, and Matt Patricia were like on this panel where they were sitting there with a sports agent. I mean, it was cool program. It was cool to see the event, and it's only gotten bigger since then because Nagy has turned it into a PR monster.
And it's almost like the combine. In a sense, for them, for the players, because you get to meet with the teams
and the
individually.
scouts and the coaches actually like leave for the game.
Oh,
Like
really?
they just stay Monday through Friday during practice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because they're like in practice, they're like saying, "Hey, Jay Ward, I want you to guard this wide receiver running this route, and I want to see how you flip your hips." Like they're just telling them like exactly what they want them to do.
Right.
So by the time the game gets here,
They've already seen
They've
it.
they've
seen
already
everything.
really seen all they need to see. But the practice is worth like going and watching.
Yeah, I
mean, it's
bet.
like it's
I bet that's
it's
cool.
NFL coaches and scouts and decision makers telling people, on the field like what they want to see.
I saw some stuff from Ali Gay yesterday too at the Senior Bowl.
I don't know about Gay, man.
Is for me, it's kind of like he just started. You could tell he's like still raw. Like I think with the right coach, the right team, he'll blossom into maybe like a Danielle Hunter in the league. Because he has the physical.
Danielle Hunter would be
the physical
incredible
tools are there.
Yeah.
It's just about putting it together and like putting it on the field. Because he was
the number one pick of the all bust team.
Yeah, he was all bust team, but he was also all what is he doing team. Like, what is Ali Gay doing on this play?
He's good against the run.
Great against the run, but like his pass rush is just
which is so mind-boggling because the first game he played at LSU, he looked like Lawrence Taylor.
I mean, he was.
They could not keep him out of the backfield.
It was Mississippi State.
It was a Mississippi State game.
Yeah.
He was the only player LSU had. I mean, he was the only one that was making plays. I mean, we were debating after that game whether Ali Gay was going to opt out the rest of the season so he could preserve his first-round draft status. Like, what do you need to play for?
Like, it's done.
Like, dude, don't even worry about it. Don't even test it. You need to play in 3 more years.
Yeah.
At LSU. I'd have lost my life if I could have bet on that during that game.
Yeah,
I mean, that
definitely would have lost it.
He was dominant.
And then it just
kind of lost. He kind of lost it, man, in the sense of that part of the game. You know, I still think you have to draft him somewhere. You know, I mean, 5th, 6th, 7th round somewhere. I mean, he's too big. He's too physical. And like we've always said, I mean, football coaches are just very arrogant by nature.
Oh, yeah.
You just look at that guy, you're like, we'll take him.
Oh, yeah, I want him.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to. Coach, he wasn't that good against the pass in college. Yeah, right. We're going to turn him into.
We don't care.
Yeah, we're going to turn him into an all-pro. So, we'll see, man. Hit the like button, share button, comment button. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Make sure and follow Nick Diaz and Out of My League, as they'll be with you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Don't forget Mic'd Up coming at you on Fridays. Back at you tomorrow.
I agree with you, Jeff and Kenner. Ali Gay is too stiff. That is his not for me.
We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.